So what is fractional reserve lending? The earliest banks found out that when productive people put their money in the bank, they generally have a rotating supply that's very small, and they have some that's a buffer. So let's say you have $10,000 in your account and your monthly expenses are about $3,000, but you get paid twice a month. So you only ever really take out $1,500. That means you have $8,500 that's just sitting there. So the banks found out that they could lend some of your money that you're not really using on a regular basis to somebody else, and they could charge them an interest rate. Initially, the banks didn't even tell their depositors that's what they were doing. Nowadays, they technically tell you, but nobody really understands how it works. They may have started with a fractional reserve of, let's say, 50%. So of the $10,000 in your account, they could lend out 5,000 of it. But they make a whole lot of money doing that, and the longer that money sits, they think, hey, we can lower that fraction, lower that fraction, lower that fraction. Nowadays, it's about 90% of the reserves, that's your money, that can be lent out. So here's the problem with it. For easy square numbers, let's say that you have $100,000 in your bank account. Someone that you don't know and have never met before goes to the bank and says they want $90,000 to buy Beanie Babies. The bank has that account, which is your $100,000, and so they can lend 90% of it. They give him the $90,000. He goes and buys Beanie Babies. The guy that he bought the Beanie Babies from goes to that same bank and deposits the $90K again. Now the bank is showing that they have my $100,000 and his $90,000, which means they can lend 90% of the additional amount. That's an additional $81,000 that they can lend out to people. This often happens again and again and again until the bank has lent out 900% of the original deposit. This is why an interest rate change of 75 basis points can have such a dramatic effect on the economy, because every dollar that's out there is on lend.